Alright, this is 10 tips to improving your warm-up and practice. So number one is to relax. It's easier to develop muscle memory and play when you're not tense or stressed out when playing. Some ways to do this are you can turn on some calming music, you can turn the game volume down, or do anything that really makes you comfortable while you're playing. This helps a lot. And make sure you're loosened up on your grip, your shoulders aren't tensed up, and you're not gripping your mouse with a death grip, or else you're not going to be able to loosely flick around. Alright, number two is consistency. Playing 30 minutes almost every day is a lot better than playing like 4 hours a day and then just not playing for the rest of the week, because then you're going to be really tired the one day and then you're just not really going to be the best the rest of the week because you're going to get on, you're not warmed up, and you're not really practicing. So practicing over time is the best way to get better and stay where you're at. Alright, number three is practice for perfection. So focus on only hitting headshots and your first shot. When you miss shots, it hurts your muscle memory just as much as it helps it when you hit a headshot, because when you miss it, you're flicking the wrong spot, right? So don't get too fixated on missing your shots, but just try to aim for hitting your very first shot and make sure you're directly pathing from one place to another. No one has 100% accuracy and perfection, but you can practice for perfection and it'll make your gameplay a lot better. Okay, so number four is sensitivity. So I can't go too into depth about this. I can make a video on sensitivity, but the best way to do this, in my opinion, is find someone who has a similar setup as you, who is an arm or wrist player, who has a similar mouse and mouse pad as you and a similar play style as you, and kind of go off their sense. I would copy it, but then go into Terrorist Hunt and modify it to your liking. Basically, you want to get as close as you can to what you like, and then just play T-Hunt to get used to that sensitivity as long as you're comfortable. Number five is blood flow. This is usually when it applies to you when you first get on the game. So if you just loaded up your game, you could say your hands are cold or you're just not flicking fast enough. This is because you don't have much blood flow through your arm and you're kind of just tired. This is what we call warmed up. So you can do push-ups to fix this, you can just flick around, you can play a bunch of T-Hunt. A lot of different things work for this, but if your hands are cold or whatever, I would recommend just a few push-ups or something like that. It can always help. Number six is actually focusing on your warm-up. So actually paying attention to the game instead of just running through and doing the same thing over and over. It doesn't exactly help as much as it would if you were paying attention to what you're doing and paying attention to how you're tracking a door, or how you're doing this, or if you're aiming at head level or something. It helps a lot in a game. When you're thinking about that in Terrorist Hunt, then you're definitely going to think about it in a game, and you're going to make sure you're doing it right, which means you'll make sure that you're having the best chance to get a kill. Number seven is letting your eyes play. This is kind of just, instead of focusing on what your hands are doing and what you're pressing, even though that's basically all of gaming, is just how you're moving your hands. You want to focus on what you're seeing on the screen. Just look around and play with your eyes more than you're playing with your hands. Number eight is focusing on improving, not winning. So in the end of the day, no one gives a fuck if you win your T-Hunts or if you lose them. I probably have a 30% win rate on my T-Hunts. I probably lose more than half of the T-Hunts every time I fucking load on my game. I don't give a shit, because it's for me to get better, not for me to win my Terrorist Hunts. So number nine is switching up your map and game modes. This is to make it in a real game, sometimes you're gonna have to face check and you don't know where people are. If you're running the same house on elimination and you know exactly where they are, you're just pre-firing, aiming exactly where they're gonna be, it's not gonna be like that in a real game, so it's not really helping you. But what you can do is you can switch from house to elimination to house to bomb. You can switch to coastline on bomb. You can switch to coastline on elimination. You can switch to, a number of different maps on a number of different game modes to practice. It really helps a lot. So number 10 is practicing both your sensitivities. So technically you have two sensitivities. You have your un-ADS sensitivity, which is just your horizontal and vertical looking around, and your other one is your ADS sensitivity. So both of these matter, because if you're just walking around and you see someone, you're gonna have to use your un-ADS sensitivity to get to them and try to be on their head. So when you ADS, you're already there and you just have to click once and you're dead. So this is called your crosshair placement. So you want to walk around un-ADS and ADS and shoot them in the head to make sure you're lining up un-ADS right on their head, or as close as you can to give yourself a better advantage if you're not already ADS. And to practice your other sensitivity, which is just walking around ADS, face checking, is just to walk around fully ADS and just flick around, flick all the way behind you, flick back, just kind of move around so you can kind of get an idea of how much you have to move to get, while aimed in, to get to one doorway to another, so you can do it in the game and you don't have to take the time to un-ADS and re-ADS.